didn't anticipate the gongs that were coming my way. First up for me was most likely to change the world. I was chuffed to be awarded this, given that I had spent my teenage years committed to what I believed were noble pursuits. I spent my spare time volunteering for the local newspaper, taking photos and pitching articles about issues facing young people from the maligned multicultural suburbs we grew up in. I also debated competitively and ran a youth organisation called Western Future Leaders of Australia that focused on emerging Western Sydney thinkers and artists. This was an attempt to give a platform and path to young people who hailed from culturally diverse and lower socioeconomic backgrounds. And I spearheaded and implemented the writing on the wall anti-graffiti policy aimed at quashing often racialised hate speech on bathroom walls. I was one of the volunteers who spent lunchtime in gloves and with gumption trying to scrub off "Fobs, get back on your boat and go home," or "fuck the lebs," as well as "Aussie scum." So yes, I was textbook trendy and popular. To be fair, the competition for the Change the World award was, let's say, distracted by other more pressing affairs. By my Year 10 formal, I had already attended 2 baby showers for classmates and lost a handful of my male peers to the juvenile justice system. What came next, though, was a little less flattering, and by a little, I mean a lot. As the MC read out the next award, most likely to die a virgin, the room erupted into side-splitting laughter, no doubt aided by the booze and drugs. I don't remember if I said anything to my peers seated at my table before I walked up onto the stage to receive this put-down dressed up as an award. I wondered if I had brought it on myself for attempting to provoke the school equilibrium by challenging entrenched racial divisions. At least I was wearing flat shoes, so the chance of tripping over and adding to my indignity was lessened. I pasted on a smile, hoping to convince my fellow students, as I had with the sari, that being an outlier was comfortable and natural. But I felt humiliated. In the cheaply decorated function room, hilarity ensued. I don't know how long it took for the laughter to subside, but I do know that I didn't attend the after party. At the time, I accepted that my humiliation was, at best, a joke that went wrong, and at worst, the latest iteration of ritualised teenage bullying that was the reality of high school in the late 1990s. But years later, that same feeling would wash over me many more times, and I would witness it envelop others. More than a harsh joke, this was a form of punishment for daring to challenge the natural order. These 2 awards have become a symbol for my life course and that of many other people from diverse backgrounds. While I was recognised, even valued as a leader, communicator and agitator, that role couldn't be reconciled with being desirable or even liked. Therefore, I was destined to die alone with my virginity intact. The fact I was able to grow a more convincing moustache than my white male peers probably also contributed to why there wasn't a queue of boys wanting to date me. I was always one to call out what I saw and say what I thought. Yet, like most teenagers, navigating identity and friendship circles was difficult for me. In addition to grappling with raging hormones, braces, glasses, and a face full of acne, I was torn between the clear racial divides within the school. Back then, they were referred to as the WOGs, Middle Easterners, the FOBs, Pacific Islanders, and the SCIPs, Anglo-Australians. I lost friends for not being WOG enough. I lost friends among the FOBs due to snitching on their leaders for being the repeat graffiti culprits. In hindsight, the graffiti was often both insulting and beautifully executed, showing real artistic promise. Yet it was with the friendship severed with some of the SCIPs that surprised me the most. It was the blank stares I received when I asked questions they didn't have the answers for. Like the time a friend said to 12-year-old me, "Sorry, Antoinette, my mother said you can't come to my birthday party because you're Lebanese. She said, we can't trust people like you." Not one to back down, I responded, "That's okay. That must make you feel pretty bad. Do you want to talk about what it's like to live with a racist?"